Are you? A very good morning to all of you. So here is Kapil presenting today's news and its analysis. So the lead story coming from US, Sen- Senator Lindsey Graham sudden death and its political ripple effects. So South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham died at age 71 with preliminary medical reports attributing the cause to aortic dissection. He passed away in Washington following a recent trip to Ukraine. Tributes have poured in from across the political spectrum, highlighting his long career as a key Republican voice on foreign policy, national security, and his close ties to former President Donald Trump and Ukrainian leadership. Now, where the context goes and my analysis over this, Graham was influential figure in the Senate, particularly on issues like US support for Ukraine amid its conflict with Russia. His death removes a prominent hawkish voice and a bridge between certain Republican factions and international allies. Ukraine has expressed concerns about losing a strong advocate in potential dealings with the Trump administration. Now, what are the broader implications to this? If you see South Carolina's succession, that is, the state must now navigate a special election or appointment process. This could shift dynamics in the Senate, especially on defense and foreign aid. Potential successors will likely face scrutiny over continuity with Graham's position. Now, what is national politics reacting to this situation on death of senator? In a polarized environment, Graham's passing underscores vulnerabilities for aging leadership, noting also recent health updates on Senator Mitch McConnell. It may accelerate discussions on term limit or health disclosures for public officials. Now, if we take the foreign policy angle, with ongoing US Iran tensions, Graham's absence could influence Senate debate on military engagements, sanctions, or alliances. His death comes at a sensitive time, potentially complicating bipartisan efforts. So, you know, this story blends the, you can say, personal tragedy with significant institutional and geopolitical consequences. Classic men bite dog in politics, where one death alters power balances all over this politics, all over the system. Now, coming to the next story, escalating US Iran tensions over the Strait of Hormuz. Now, US and Iranian forces have exchanged strikes with both sides asserting control or influences over the critical Strait of Hormuz. Thus, US has conducted airstrikes deeper into Iran, while Tehran described the situation as crisis phase and vows responses, including against US bases. Oil prices are rising amid fears of disrupted global energy flows. Now, let's see the context and analysis. The Strait of Hormuz is a choke point for roughly 20 to 30% of global oil trade. Any sustained disruption could spike energy cost worldwide, affecting economies from Europe to Asia. Now, this escalation follows a period of fragile diplomacy and fits into longer patterns of proxy conflicts, nuclear concerns, and regional rivalries involving Israel, involving Gulf states, and other countries also. Now we have to see the key impacts. What will be the key impact on this situation? Higher oil prices could fuel inflation and its slower growth. Markets are already reacting. Geopolitical effects. Now, risk of border involvement like allies or proxies. Trump's statement on reimbursement for guarding the strait signal a transactional US approach. Now, what is the domestic US effect? Ties into election year politics, defense spending, and public fatigue with Middle East engagement. It also tests US military readiness and alliances. Now, what is the humanitarian regional angle? Potential for refugee flows, civilian casualties, and instability in an already volatile area. Now, you know, this is the current news which is there in the of utmost importance. Thanks a lot.